Why don't you jump into it, buddy? Because I really loved what you said today.
Absolutely, thanks. As we're in a unique place in history, if you look at a lot of trends that have taken off, I'll take .com for example, the real estate boom before it's 2008, the recovery and all that stuff. Most of us out there, and I'm the same way, we miss it, right? Because our lives are busy, and there are not enough facts out there to say which way it will go. Some people who understand the market, they get deep understanding, they will invest and they will catch the market, right? After 2008, if all of us went and just bought a couple of homes in some of the areas, you would have made multiple times on your money, right? At 2010, $100 in Bitcoin, $72 million today, right? Why did we miss them? Because those facts not out there in a convincing enough way to have us take action, because there's well, what if it doesn't happen? We're in a very unique spot right now with cryptocurrency, with the blockchain. The evidence is there that in the next 3, 5, 10 years, that this will become part of every aspect of business, of life, of everything that we're doing. And what I'm going to do is, of course, guys, I don't believe me. Let's look at some articles. Let's look at some things that are starting to go on. Now, of course, since the couple of years ago when there was the boom, which was a lot of hype and a lot of what the blockchain could become. And just so you know, cryptocurrency is the representative of the blockchain functionality in an area where there's it's unable to be hacked. There's just a lot of features that make it better way of doing business, whether it's tracking food. So how many of us have heard in the news in the last year about a food breakout, right? Listeria or whatever it is, getting into food and causing problems, right? We all do, and we hear it more and more often. The blockchain is beginning to solve that issue by trackability of being able to know where food came from, how it was grown, where it transported to. Just so that's one area where the blockchain is going to affect. Everybody else usually looks at finance. So what I want to do here, guys, is I want to show you the proof, just a few, but a little bit of it, of where blockchain is going and why. And guys, here it comes down to. Look, Digi, no Digi, buy cryptocurrency. But the reason for Digi is not to make now money, in my opinion. It is to accumulate as much Bitcoin and cryptocurrency assets as you possibly can. Now, there's two ways to do that. You can say every week out of my paycheck, or every 2 weeks, or every month, I'm going to put $500 into cryptocurrency. I'm going to keep buying it. Or you can make an initial purchase and then start growing it, right? And start moving it in that right direction. So let's see what's out there on Bitcoin. So there's recently just a big thing that happened here, guys. And that is right here. PayPal allows Bitcoin and crypto spending. Now here, guys, it has been for the last few years, absolutely, that when somebody makes it where I can walk into the store and easily purchase a cup of coffee, at that point, cryptocurrency will start adoption, right? It will begin to adopt. And by the way, there's one thing that I forgot to put on here. Me and Doug had looked it up. Currently, right now, they figure there's about 25 million people on the entire planet, not in the United States, on the entire planet, that is into cryptocurrency, that owns some type of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever it may be, about 25 million people. All right, so why is it important that PayPal decided to enter into it? Well, me and Doug looked it up, and actually I ended up looking up a little bit of old news. Currently today, PayPal has 356 million users, okay? 25 million people on the entire planet have cryptocurrency, and all of a sudden one company comes along and says, we're going to make it easy for you to get Bitcoin, to spend Bitcoin, and use it to purchase products. What does that mean? It means if you are not paddling out to catch the wave, you better. So your surfboard is some cryptocurrency, right? That's what it is. It's Bitcoin. It's Ethereum. It's something. Do not let this pass you by, guys. It is just too big of an opportunity. And a year ago, 2 years ago, it was maybe a 60% chance of it. It has now moved, in my opinion, into the high 90% chance that in the next 5 to 10 years, there will be cryptocurrencies. And I'm going to show you some predictions, not my predictions, other people's predictions, of where it's headed to and how it is progressing along. So let's go back to our articles, because we love to look at these articles. Capital One. Now, how many people here trust Capital One enough and believe in them enough to have a credit card in their wallet, right? I know I've got one. I know my wife has one. I know all of my kids have them, right? So just in our family alone, we've got 4 or 5, 6 Capital One cards. So they're a prominent company out there. But what are they saying about it? Well, first of all, they filed for a patent on it. Now, wait a minute. Patents are pretty expensive, especially when you go international, when you file a global patent. It is literally hundreds of thousands of dollars to file for these patents. So look what Capital One is doing. They are filing patents on it. But I thought, well, let's see who else is filing patents in the blockchain space. Guys, there has never been an opportunity with so much proof that it is going to happen, and so easy of an opportunity. Here's another thing, guys. It is so easy. When the dot-com boom happened, or the house market, look, you got to have good enough credit, you got to have down payments, you got to have all kinds of stuff to get in the housing market, right? Back in 2000, it was not as easy as it is today to get trading accounts, right? You couldn't just go online and pop in and get a trading account, right? It was limited. It was more. You had to buy full shares. There wasn't any of this partial share stuff, right? It was much more easier to get involved. You can spend $20 or $50 to get involved in the blockchain space. You don't need $1,000. You don't need $5,000. You can do it, and we're going to talk about here at the end about with DigiBot how you can grow it, and by helping other people understand this information. Okay, so after we're done sharing it with you today, guys, I'm going to tell you it will be a crime if you do not go share this with friends and family and allow them to miss this opportunity, okay? Because this is one of the situations that can help solve a major issue that's coming up. Just read the other day. Over 50% of the people retiring right now, over 50% are retiring with less than $25,000 retirement savings. Less than 50%. Can they come up with 50 bucks, 100 bucks, 100 bucks? I think so. So let's go see who else is filing patents in this space. Let's see what we got going on here. These are a little bit about the people that are filing patents in the blockchain space. Alibaba, some of these companies you won't even know, but let's go down here to some companies you'll know. U.S. blockchain patent applications, IBM, Alibaba, Bank of America, MasterCard, Walmart, Accenture. If you don't know who Accenture is, they're the largest consulting company in the world, okay? Huge, huge company. Intel, Enchain, CoinPlug, TD Bank. Does anyone on here, if you know of some of these companies, do business with them and trust them as a company, put a 1 in the chat, okay? Guys, why are they filing patents? Now, here's an interesting one. These are patents filed as of 10/1/2019, which means that was a year, almost a year ago, right? We're in 20 now, but let's go down here. U.S. patents issued. IBM already has 57 of them that have been issued. How long have they been filing? Patents like this usually take 2, 3, as much as 4 years to get issued. How long has MasterCard, Bank of America, Accenture, IBM, Capital One, Dell Computers, TD, how long have they been filing patents for? They've been laying and remember, they don't file just in the U.S. These companies do international patents. The 57 for IBM had to have cost them tens of millions of dollars of now money. Why? Because they know what is coming. Accenture, tens of millions of dollars. Bank of America, tens of millions of dollars. And if we go back up just a little bit here, guys, IBM has filed 252 of them. Their investment in that situation's got to be over $100 million they've invested in just filing patents on this technology. Now, you might be going, well, yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Come on, guys. Come on. Think about it. Look at the number of patents and filings. And this is a year old. This is not accurate information. If I could get what it is today, I guarantee you there are hundreds of more patents that have been filed and put into place. And the reason why is these companies know absolutely, without a doubt, that the future of our economy, the future of the world, is the blockchain. We never had this information before, guys. It was not available for us to make a sound decision and avoid risk up until this point, and now we do. Now let's see what some of the predictions are. So Capital One, and there's a bunch of predictions. I won't go through some of them. Some are predicting $1 million or $2 million Bitcoin. Oh my goodness, if they're right, imagine collecting one Bitcoin and being a millionaire by getting one Bitcoin. Right now, worth about $13,000. Imagine if they're right. I don't know if they're right. I think maybe they're a little higher than what it should be, but these are not crazy people. Well, maybe one is, but the rest are pretty sane individuals, right? They're money managers, they're people, but you can pull this up. Roger Ver forecast $250,000 Bitcoin without a timeline. Okay, so let's say it goes out the next 10 years, and it takes that to get to $250,000, and you had 4 Bitcoin. Now, of course, 4 Bitcoin today, I'm going to give Doug a little props. In October, 2 years ago, he said, guys, buy Bitcoin. It was around $33, $34. So you could have bought your 4 Bitcoin for what 1 Bitcoin sells for now. Some people listened. Some people said, oh, Doug said it. I'm going to do it. They did it, and guess what? 400% returns just because they bought the Bitcoin. No trading with Digi, just because they purchased the Bitcoin. Now, I don't want to come back on here in 5 years and say, remember, guys, I gave a talk. I talked about Bitcoin and showed you the proof, and you didn't get it. Right now, I know you guys are hearing Bitcoin, and you're hearing, that's scary. I don't know what to do. Let me ask you a question. If your car is broken down, right, do you just say, I don't know what to do and just leave it? No. You go to somebody who knows and you have them tell you what's wrong with it, and then you get it fixed, right? Fix your financial future. Fix your financial future. How? Get on the phone with Deb. Woo, she's cranking, right? Candace, cranking. They understand this stuff. There's videos. Guys, the blockchain, and guess what? Very shortly, PayPal is going to make blockchain cryptocurrency as simple as opening up a PayPal account. Now, has anybody here opened up a PayPal account? And I can't see the chat right now, but if you have opened up a PayPal account, put it in the chat, okay? How simple is it to open up a PayPal account? Okay, now let me ask you a question. It's a little tougher right now to open up a cryptocurrency account because you have to do what's called KYC, know your customer, right? But imagine in 2 years, 18 months, 24 months, 36 months, PayPal figures out a way. They're pretty smart people. They figured out how to start a credit card company without being a credit card company. And they figured out a way to get you to send the money in advance, so they're not even really a credit card company. They got you to send them $500. They held on to your $500 and let you use their card to spend the money. Brilliant, right? Absolutely brilliant. They are going to figure out how to make it really easy to get crypto and spend crypto. I want to ask you a question. Do you want to own yours prior to PayPal getting those, and where it's as easy as just, oh, let me go sign up? How many people here were early on got a PayPal account, right? I was amazed. Matter of fact, they gave me $5, right? Remember, I don't know if you guys know, when they first started, it was like you got $5, and then if you recommended friends, you got $5. So I got like $65 for setting up an account. I'm like, shoot, I'm going to set it up. What if they do that with cryptocurrency? What if they take that same marketing model and say, wait a minute, let's encourage our people, because they understand if they became the company that had the most people using them on a day-to-day basis to go spend, use, and move cryptocurrency, how valuable would that company become? Oh my goodness, it's crazy. I have to buy some PayPal stock. You know, I'm not. Okay, let's get away from that side. Okay, let's simply, guys, think about that. And think about right now, Bitcoin is at $13,000, right? I want to look in here. One of the guys talks about why he believes Bitcoin will go $100,000. He compares it to the gold market. Right now, gold is worth $8 trillion. And with about 20 million Bitcoin, because there's lost Bitcoin, right? You guys have heard this saying, you know, the hard drive in a dump somewhere that has, like, you know, who knows how much on it, right? And it gets lost a little here and there, right, in transactions and things like that. So at the end, there's 20 million Bitcoin. If you take 20 million, 8 trillion, and divide it by 20 million, that leaves you with what? A $400,000 Bitcoin price if it only matches the price of gold. If it only matches the price of gold. If it becomes the store of value in the crypto space, $8 trillion, no problem. $400,000 Bitcoin. Not me saying it, not Peter. Capital One predicts $120,000 Bitcoin. People predicting, you know, 50,000, 90,000, but does it really matter? What if it goes to $50,000 in the next 5 years and you could accumulate 5 Bitcoin? You'd have $250,000 sitting right there. How would that help your retirement? Right now, if you're 55, 60 years old, and you're thinking, how am I ever going to retire? Accumulate 5 to 10 Bitcoin. And in 10 years, when you're ready to retire, boom. Woo-hoo, golden. Now, the problem is 5 to 10 Bitcoin right now, $65,000 to $150,000, right? In walks DigiBot with his cape on, hero, going to change your life, okay? And also going to create some really grateful friends and family, right? Because if you share DigiBot, first of all, easy, simple. We're not talking about making profit, guys. I don't want you to go and people go, you know, how much is Digi making you? It's about accumulating cryptocurrency, okay? That's what it is. So if I could get a half a Bitcoin right now, let's say I have a account with $6,500, and I could put that in a trading bot that over the next year could double that to 1 Bitcoin. And then the following year, possibly double that again through compounding and through growth to 2 Bitcoin. And then maybe it took another 2 years to double that again to 4 Bitcoin. Is it possible? That's the question. Is it possible? Now, how about you wanted to speed that up more? And you took my advice and you said, you know what? I'm going to make a list of 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 family members. And I'm going to call each one of them and say, listen, for $20 a month, they can get a Digi account. They can buy I would recommend $500 to $1,000 in cryptocurrency and then get that trading. But if they can't do that, get whatever they can and then start adding to it on a monthly basis, right? Put them in a position to win, especially if you brought them into 20 Ponzi schemes or, you know, opportunities that didn't work out, right? Make it up to them this time, right? Me and Doug didn't have this in our talk. This is extra, right? This is like the bonus hour, right? The bonus footage. Do not make it up to them, right? Don't let them miss this out. You don't want to be sitting there like Christmas 10 years from now or Thanksgiving or something and have them go, you know, something comes on and you're like, yeah, I'm glad I got into the blockchain and cryptocurrency 10 years ago. And, you know, now we can pay off our house and we're comfortable. And they're sitting there going, what? Why did you tell me? What the heck were you thinking? Right? Well, I didn't think you'd be interested. If you asked me, at least they would have said no. Now it'd be a whole different story. You're sitting there, you're comfortable, they're not, and they say, hey, why didn't you tell me? I did tell you. Here's the date, here's the time, here's when I talked to you about it. Oh, crap. Okay, thanks. I guess I missed another one, right? But don't be their reason for missing it. Guys, look at the numbers. Look at the information that is out there. The World Wide Web has the ability for us to, here, co-founder Fund Strat, Tom Lee forecasts $91,000 Bitcoin, right? It's not going to happen by the year 2020, but he's probably off in time, right? We've seen that happen before, right? But what if it gets to that? 2027, Saxo Bank analyst stands by his forecast, $100,000 Bitcoin by 2027. How many do you want to have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? How many of you had 10? 10 Bitcoin by that time. A millionaire. You are a millionaire. And you could have done it because here's the thing. When you share it with other people, when you come to the rescue, when you go to them and you say, look, there's this Digi. He can help you accumulate Bitcoin by growing. You put an initial small amount of money. He can help grow it over time. You're going to get commissions. Now, my recommendation is to take those commissions, which we're going to pay to you, because remember, we don't take anybody's money. They're not going to hand us their money, right? They're going to keep it on the exchanges. Take those commissions and leave them in your account and begin to increase the amount that you're trading. Guys, it'll just start growing and growing and growing. And think about it. Digi's growing the amount of Bitcoin that you have, and Bitcoin is heading up in value. If in 2000, if you would have known what online was going to do, how many people would have sold every one of their possessions, lived in a tent, right, or slept on somebody's couch or floor, and put every dollar you could into PayPal, Priceline, Amazon, all companies that were launched? The day after the crash, right? You would have been like, sell it all, put it all in, but you didn't have a crystal ball. I believe because of what is happening, we do have a crystal ball here. And it says, lock and load, get involved, and do whatever you need to. Now, I don't expect people to sell every possession you own to get into it. You don't have to. Because you don't, it's just not what you buy, right? Digi is like buying a house, and then automatically that little Digi house you bought starts building a second house for you, right? And then it starts building a third house, and then a fourth house, and a fifth house, right? Depending on time frame. So instead of having one rent coming in, right, you've got, because you're increasing the value through utilizing the marketplace by buying and selling it, buying and selling it. I'm telling you right now, guys, I got lots of energy, lots of time, right? I'm pretty smart. I do not want to become a cryptocurrency trader. I don't care how much money I can make. I don't want to be, and I don't need to be, because DigiBot, no pie in the sky, no get rich bullshit, guys. And yes, I said it, right? None of this, give us your money. We're getting 1% a day return. Just send us 15 grand in the mail and 1% return every day. And then it gets shut down, or they tell you that their whole team was killed by Colombian whatevers, or these crazy things that are out there. And I'm talking about real incidences that have happened, guys. We're talking about a real business model that just says if you can accumulate half a Bitcoin or 1 Bitcoin or whatever it is, and then grow that to just double in size over the next few years, you could have solved your financial issues and retire with dignity or retire better than what it is, because you can accumulate $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that just life just gets in the way, right? I know we all wanted to save, right? We all wanted to put money aside, and we thought, and that some of us started savings account, 401ks, and all kinds of other instruments. And then what did we do? We borrowed against them, right? Or we cashed them out. Because why? The kids got sick, the car broke down, the refrigerator blew up on us, right? Whatever it is, life gets in the way of us being able to do that. It doesn't have to in this situation, guys. Crypto is headed blockchain, which is really what I focus on. Cryptocurrency is only the outward focus that creates the value that helps evaluate the blockchain. The blockchain is the secret. And you know, a few years ago, people were talking about it was going to come much quicker than it thought. Thank you, God, for slowing it down. Because if it would have came then, we would have missed it. But because of it slowing down and taking longer for it to come together, it has now allowed us to position ourselves to have our ace in the hole. And that ace in the hole is called DigiBot. And all we have to do is go share it with confidence, not because we say so, not because Doug and Peter went up, or Peter went up to Scott and we said it was ready when it wasn't quite yet. Because if you look at the performance of DigiBot over the last, and Doug, you can correct me if I'm wrong, 10 months now, Digi has been performing.
Yeah, 91% close ratio from the first of the year.
Bam. Guys, 91%, you can grow your crypto. You can head it in the right direction. Please, I implore you, I beg you, do not sit here in 5 or 10 years and go, dang it, if I would have only gotten a couple of Bitcoin, my life would be different. If I just would have done it. But you could be right now, absolutely be 55 years old, 60 years old, and have no savings whatsoever for retirement. And in 5 to 7 years, if you do the right action, if you support DigiBot, start promoting it, start getting out there, you can retire with comfort. You can travel. You can stay in your home. You can have a better life, guys. You have not been, you're not left out. It's just take action and let's make that happen.
Are you ready? I am DigiBot, the world's most intuitive crypto auto trading bot.